We're going to download this Adirondack Life logo. And you're going to want to save it. It'll come up as a PNG graphic. And we're going to take that into Illustrator, because right now that picture or that file of Adirondack Life will be pixelated. So what we're trying to do is we're going to try to make a vector out of it, because I can't, when I did a search for Adirondack Life logo under images for our magazine masthead, they're not giving me, so this is kind of the magazine cover that we'll be recreating. So Adirondack Life, and it looks like it's launching Facebook here. I don't know if I want to be in Facebook. I just want to look now at their magazine. So we'll get the feel of what the magazine should look like. So if we scan through these, they're there's a lot of visuals. There's frogs. There's vista scenes. They're cabin adventures. This is what they're all about. So you're going to do an ad for Adirondack Life. Okay. So I'm just going to show you. If we could launch Illustrator. We're not doing Illustrator as part of this class on our layout and our page production, but it's important to be able to work with like multiple applications within what we would call a workflow. So the workflow is the steps that you need to take to create whatever you're given. So let's assume we're going to recreate or vectorize this graphic, Adirondack Life, but we're going to assume that the client would provide that for us. They would give us the logo. We're going to create a vector, meaning there won't be any pixels. It'll be a nice, sharp, clean image utilizing a PNG file, which is a portable network group file, the file extension. It'll come up pixelated. So PNG, it'll be all pixelated with the jaggy edges. So that's what that means. We're going to try to make it and give it a nice smooth line. So this is a process that you can apply to in all your other classes and any other workflow. And it's a very useful process on how to know this. So and this will take a little time. On the new document, it will show you, this is where you'll decide what your dimensions of your file will be. So if you go to print, I usually do all of mine in print, and letter will be there. It's always in points. The default is points. So you might want to choose inches. This is going to come in as a CMY color. You can change it to RGB. So CMYK means it's going to print, and we know the client wants it to print. So we're going to assume that they want it according to the directions as CMYK. If it's just an RGB or a monitor file, then you could choose the RGB. But I'm going to choose CMYK for print. So if I wanted it for web, if I click here to web, this will say RGB. If I go to print, this will say CMYK. And that's how the difference between a monitor and a full color print job. So I'm going to keep this as CMYK, that's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And our other one would be RGB or a monitor, red, green, and blue. I'm going to file to place my Adirondack Life logo that I saved to the desktop. And let me know if you're okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my InDesign to open and cooperate.
Did you open up your Illustrator too?
It should be. Let's see.
You want to share your screen? That way I can gauge.
Yeah. Illustrator's still bouncing, but I'll share my screen.
Oh yeah, so you have InDesign open and you're waiting on Illustrator, right?
Yeah, it was just bouncing before I shared my screen, and now it's not doing that.
Did you get the, can you go into Illustrator? There you go. Did you already download Adirondack Life logo?
I took a screenshot of, let's see if I can get it.
Oh, well just open up Illustrator. Oh, okay. You did a screenshot. You can't do a screenshot of that because it's got a tint in the back. Do a search on Adirondack Life logo. We don't want it as a screenshot because it's got a tint behind it and it won't give you a nice clean. It won't give you a good clean logo. There you go. Yeah, and it's the first one you want. Keep
This
going.
one?
Yeah, click on that, and then click on it again, and you're going to open that Our Towns. So open up that file. It'll be in the left-hand corner. Just right-click on it or Option-click, and then save it. Save image as. And you can call that Adirondack Life or just logo if you want, or AL Life. Good. And then you're going to place that. So go back to Illustrator. And you'll go Create New. And this is going to be, you're going to go under Print. Letter, make it inches. It'll be in CMYK. You'll say OK or Create. And then you're going to go ahead and File to Place. The first time it takes a little while to open. So you'll go to File to Place. And then you'll choose the AL logo. Good. Now what you're going to do is pull that out, click on it, and then make it larger. Hold down the Shift button while you're pulling in the corner, and that'll constrain the... Make it a little bit bigger on the other side too. Hold down the Shift. Okay, now you're going to go to Object, to Image Trace. Go to Image Trace towards the bottom. Good. Make. And then you're going to go to Window to Image. Oh, you already got Image Trace panel open. See that panel on the right-hand side? Drag that in the middle. Now, the options that this image trace has is there's all those little graphics on the top. I invite you to practice this or research this early on in your graphic design career. I'll give you a little synopsis of it. So those 6 buttons up at the top, click on the first one, and this will redraw that. The colors are very important on the bottom. So you'll use that scrolling shift bar to go to more. So you'll bring that all the way up. So so that just recreated that graphic. Now do the camera one. Just mouse over, okay, do the camera, that's high color. It doesn't really work very well with a black and white, but it should redesign it. The next one is color. So click on the swatches and you can scale that up. Because this is black and white, it's not really doing much to this. But zoom in on the lettering. Zoom in on your A and D. So Command plus. And see how crisp and clear they are? So zoom in. Zoom way in. So everything's nice and sharp and clean. Now click off of this graphic. There's a little disparity on the bottom of the O, right? It's a little dirty, but we're not going to worry about that. I want you to file place. You might want to zoom out, Command minus, and place in that pixelated picture at the same size, close to that, so you can compare them. But don't make any, don't turn it into a good, and then rescale it. Make it as scaled and put them close to one another as you can. Push it up there and then zoom in on it, and you should see some difference because one is a pixelated graphic. So zoom way in and see how it looks fuzzy. So if you zoom way in, zoom way in, zoom in. See the jaggies?
Yeah, it's making my eyes water.
Yeah, it's hurting my eyes too. So you can click off of that. Well, that's the difference. So an image trace just sort of cleans up the lines. You want to go as high as you can on the image trace with the quality of the picture. So that image trace panel, you go to Window to Image Trace, and you always want to make that a fairly clean line. You know, you just work it till it's a clean line. Now, I'm going to share back, and I want you to try this. So I've got to find the, here, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm on your screen. I got to share. Mine worked out well, and notice my C. I want you to get this to take it back to this auto color to 116. So click on this auto color, the default to 116, and check on your C. Does it look cleaner?
You said auto color, do what?
This is the auto color button, and it's at 116, what they call the threshold. If I go way up, it softens that text a little bit too much. See the difference? One makes it thinner, one makes it tighter. I just want you to get rid of that line. Did you get rid of that line under your C?
I'm zooming in to check right now.
If it's bad, just apply that image trace to the secondary one, Adirondack Life, and delete the one you first put in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still there. So.
All right, so delete that one and apply does it look better? And you can share your screen if you want.
Yeah, because I'm getting lines on top now, so.
All right, share your screen and we'll try to figure this out. Okay, zoom in, and you're just going to kind of want to find, yeah, you still get that top. No, 116, you're way too high. That's why your threshold was way too high. Zoom it 116, in the middle. Go down, 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 down. Keep going. Okay, put it on the very first one. Did you click on the first button in that first row of image trace? That's the one I want you to. Wait. What the heck? Which one am I on? Oh, do the one with the camera. Sorry. Try the one with the camera. Go to the one with the color palette. And it's got to change to the word threshold. What the heck? Go to the next one. You know, down. Click down where it says advanced. What the heck? Which one am I on? I'm right in the middle, so I don't understand why yours should be the very. What the heck? Now mine doesn't say threshold anymore. It did. So that was weird. I don't know why mine said. You're going to go to the black and white one. Go to the black and white. So, yep, that one. Threshold. That cleaned it up a bit. And we'll go to 116. Okay, just save this. We're going to save this as your AL logo. And you can save it as a Illustrator file. Then you're going to place that into, we're going to place that Adirondack Life logo into our document. So now this isn't our, actually, wait, before you do that, you're still on Illustrator, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to share the screen again. We're going to do a quick crop on it. So I'm sharing. You can see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you how to crop. So we're going to, this is our logo, and I'm on this giant piece of paper here. I'm going to go to, I'm going to make sure I'm selected off of my graphic, and I'm going to go to File, Document Setup. So there's a couple different ways to crop. I'll show you this way, Document Setup. And here you can go to this button, Edit Artboard. And you can actually edit your artboard and kind of just crop right to Adirondack Life. And then press Enter, or select your selection tool.
Okay, let me use it. Okay. So file and then what?
To edit artboard.
Um,
You see it?
no.
You want to share your screen? File to document setup. Are you in file document setup?
Okay, document setup and then
Edit artboard. And then you're just going to pull those lines in. And then click out of it, and then you can do a Command S to save. So it's your Adirondack life. Just a Command S once you've saved it. You good? Does it look like mine? Does it look like mine?
No.
No?
It's working now.
Okay. So then you just use the selection tool to click off. So I recommend if you're going to pick stuff up off the internet and you have to turn it into a vector, that would be one method of doing that. So there's other methods. Now, are you all set? Does yours sort of look like mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so you clicked off of it and you're with the selection tool. Now the strange thing about this is the presets are in black and white. So I can go in to change this to color. So it's a black and white right now, and I'm doing that through here. I could turn this into a high fidelity photo, and it'll convert it into a filter. But if I wanted to change this to a color, it's just going to keep it as a black and white tint, right? So I'm going to show you something. That was just to show you. Put this into, a high fidelity photo if you want. We're going to do another image trace on this. We're going to go to Object, Image Trace, and now Expand. Object, Image Trace, Expand. And each letter now will be highlighted. So now you can apply color to these. So you could apply color. So if you do it to all, it's all going to do this banner thing. And I'm going to undo. But you can actually click on individual letters by double clicking. And I'm not going to, you know what, I'm going to bail on this tutorial. I'm going to get that back to my black and white because I can see this could take a little bit longer than, I'm going to just show you real quick. If I wanted this letter, oh, I have to expand this again because I undid everything. I'll just kind of go over it. You don't have to do this because it could really wreck your image. So if I expanded this, I could work with like this letter L and just sort of make color out of it. But what happens is, so see how I can colorize this. So if I bring my swatches out, it'll make my life easier. And I want my color, my swatches close by. So if I was to go through and colorize these, I'm just double clicking on each individual letter. Okay, so now I have the word all in red. And if I wanted these colorized, you just sort of have to be careful. See how it fills in the D? Did you happen to catch that? So you gotta, if you're gonna colorize this and your inside letters start to colorize, that's when it gets sticky because what is happening is it depends on where you click on this line. So let me show you. If I click on the black area, I'm good. If I click on the line, it colorizes everything. So you got to be careful on how you click your graphic. I don't know if you want to try this or not. It just can get really complex fast, but this is something worthwhile to know how to do. What happens, Sarah, is you go into this isolated mode. So you're in what they call an isolated mode. That means I'm only able to work on one letter at a time. And just by double clicking it, and then I got to click undo if I see like this D or this A is going to give me a problem. No matter where I click. Oh, I got it. But as I undo, these other letters are undoing. So this is sort of a pain to do this. I don't know if you want to go through the effort to do this.
I might try to play around with it, when I'm working on the project, but yeah, I've been watching what you're doing. It seems kind of complicated, but also it just depends where you click.
So that could be my logo. Let's just say that's what they wanted. Command, so S. When I go to InDesign, so now I'm in here to InDesign, and I can delete this, my text here. I'll delete my text because I popped up a text box in here. And I'm going to go to File to Place. And I'm going to place this Adirondack Life AI file. So that's still considered an Adobe Illustrator file. So there it is, my Adirondack Life logo AI. I didn't make a JPEG or a TIFF or any other kind of file on that. I just wanted to keep this size or this in Adobe Illustrator. So that's considered working with a native file. So we're putting together an ad for Adirondack Life, and if I hold my shift button down, I can scale this picture, and I'm going to pop this logo in the corner. So this is how you work with graphics. Now, did you catch that, what I did? This is really important. Graphics, working with graphics in InDesign is a lot different than Illustrator. Pop your logo down to the bottom. Your logo will come in the full size, and you're going to hold this shift button down and sort of scale this back. So the graphic will size to that, the container box. So with images in InDesign, there's a container box, and then there's the actual graphic. The actual graphic is larger than the container box. And why they do that is they allow you to do like self cropping. It causes a lot of confusion to people, and it's kind of like the most intuitive piece about InDesign is working with graphics. But right now, this is a graphic. What you do to get this to fit to this page, because you can see that my Adirondack is cropped and Life is missing, you use the selection tool, and then you got to option click on this little circle that pops up, and you want to go to fitting, and then fit frame proportionately, and then that'll fit your picture. You've got to get used to that because you'll do that a million times in your life working with InDesign. Did it make sense?
Okay, so I have it shrunk down, and then I click Option, and then
Option click on the circle. See the circle? See that circle that appears? This circle. That means you can work with it. You got to option click it, the circle. And then fitting, fill frame proportionate. How'd you do?
Yep, I got it.
Oh, excellent. Well, you're well on your way to figuring this out. So I'm going to do out of that assignment, they did the Adirondack real estate. So I'm going to go do a search for an image. I'm going to do Adirondack Life real estate. And they actually have, because you had to pick one. If you do the Adirondack real estate, they actually, you know, promote buying real estate up there. So, and we had that Adirondack Life real estate open last time. And I didn't bookmark it. But they did do a real estate page, and that's the ad that we're going to do. I'm going to do a full page Adirondack Life real estate picture. So I'm going to go to Pixabay, Pixabay, Pixabay. I'm sorry, Pixabay, Pixabay, to pick my free images up. So I'm going to do my Adirondack Life in Pixabay. I'm going to do a search on that, the Adirondacks. And here's some cool Adirondack chairs, right? So Adirondacks is noted for their chairs, and it's also, this would be the Adirondacks of these scenic, colorful backgrounds. So I'm going to entice people, one, with my ad with an Adirondack deck chair, and two, I am going to entice them with a beautiful view. This is not the, I don't want to say that that's the Adirondacks, those mountains, but I'm not sure. The chair might be an Adirondack, but I'm not sure if the background is. Chair, Adirondack, Nature, Summer. Huh. I'm not sure about that mountain one, but I am sure that this could be an Adirondack view with these chairs at the water's edge.
Right.
So I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna do the free download. You want to make sure that if you go too big, they're gonna want you to pay. So go with the default, choose download. Check I'm not a robot. You'll download. This is if you want to donate to the image author. If not, you can just. So I'm going to grab a couple of these scenic images. So this one costs money. I don't want to pay for this, so that's how they get you on these ones on the bottom. So they lure you in with one, and I'm going to stay with the Adirondack. So this looks like the Adirondacks on a mountain. So I'm going to grab like 5 images that I feel that will sell the property, right? So these can be in the background, and then you're probably going to want to get Adirondack homes. So you're going to want an Adirondack cabin. They have loons up there. I don't know if you've ever been there, but oh my God, when these loons cry out, It's like wild. Like it's the most wild thing you'll ever hear when they're hooting late at night. Did you hear any while you were away on your vacation? Your honeymoon?
No, we didn't hear that much. There was a lot of birds, but no, we didn't hear anything crazy at night. We had a bat fly into our room.
Oh, that's always fun.
It was crazy. We had to call the guy that owned the place to come get it out.
Oh, I bet. So I'm going to do a search on Adirondack homes, and it looks like they couldn't find that. Anything that I find is on Pixabay, so um, I'm going to be very cautious. I'm not going to go to Pixabay. So here's Adirondack cabin, but these are Pixabay pictures. So suddenly I'm I'm in a bad, like I'm not staying in this spot because I'm not paying for a Pixabay photo. Does that make sense?
Right.
So if you do a general free photos, royalty, some of these are iStock, Dreamtime. I'm gonna do a Google search of Adirondack cabin free photos and see what comes up. So iStock comes up here, but suddenly they're telling me one image is $12. So I don't want that. I'm going to check out where I'm getting these pictures from. So here's Adirondack lean-to, visit Adirondack Old Forge. So I'm going to peek around here. Here's an Adirondack. It looks like Adirondack website has some images that I can. So these pictures here would be technically copyrighted, right? These are trademarked. So I'm being very careful, like where I'm finding my pictures from. But on some of these, you may have a problem downloading pictures. You're protected as a learner on images only for education. Like you couldn't do this, what I'm doing right now, and pop it in there without paying for your pictures, right? Because these pictures are copyrighted. This one's copyrighted. Someone in Pinterest popped a picture up. It's copyrighted to their use. Um, what's free, and you're protected by a law in the United States. I can't speak for any other law, but these are trademarked. If you were to go ahead and start selling them, you couldn't say, well, this is a picture I took and it's really not your picture. But for education and learning, they've got a different view on imagery. And at the college, I have this like from all the college professors in the United States. It's a law that protects you as a learner and me as an educator to pick up images like this and just use them for academic purposes. But for this one, at Pixabay, I'm not going to be able to get a free inside picture of an Adirondack cabin, right? And you're trying to create an ad for real estate to sell homes. So you're probably going to have to pick up, some of these pictures. Does that make sense? We don't have anyone supplying us with these pictures. So and these pictures are kind of blurry. Oh, so what you could do is probably pick some of these pictures up. And that's kind of how I'm going to handle this. Does that make sense? So you're going to right click and save some images. So I found this one and I'm going to call this Camp 1 because you got to be able to do a real estate brochure. And we're not supplying these, so I'm just calling these Camp 1, Camp 2. These are all going to be little JPEG pictures. And I'm going to pop these pictures into my ad. I'm going to take more pictures than I need. A real estate agent would be the person that would supply you these, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, so if you're doing an ad for someone, they're going to give you these images. Looks like a nice little cabin. Now I want to go camping. Or cabin camping. Glamping, right?
That's the only camping I do, so.
Is the glamping? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't blame you. So I'm just going to try to get some good pictures of different things that might work, that people would care, if they had. Okay, so I found some images, and I'm also, while I'm in here, I found some camping images, and this is through Adirondack Cabin. I did free photos. This is the cabin on the lake, and it um, wow.
No, okay, so I found a website, visitadirondacks.com. Can I take pictures from there, like the cabins that they're renting out? Can I use those?
Sure. Oh, darn it. This cabin is not available during our break, right? Crazy, huh? So anyway, this bed and breakfast is a good way to look for places in the Adirondacks. Anyway, so I totally got off track here. We're trying to buy an Adirondack cabin. So you're going to need the literature on your search, Adirondack real estate. You're going to want to find the things about these homes. So you're going to want to go to a listing agency, right? To pop in some literature. I had that little cozy cabin, so I'm going to try to find Gallo Real Estate. You're going to have to probably go to a real estate and just check out their listings. So, you're going to want to have the property details that I can't provide you with. So we'll go into our, you're going to want to copy paste these listings. I'm going to just feature one piece of property. I'm not going to do like a bunch of different properties. And
Yeah, that was my follow-up question. Can you just do one, or does it have to be like 2 or 3? Or
yeah, you can do one. You don't have to do. You just really need the literature and the description,
right?
and then maybe the descriptions of where it would be, and the pricing. So you're not really gonna get too carried away on. You just want a well-placed layout. So I'm going to pop in my camp pictures and see how they look in here. These bed and breakfast pictures look a lot better than what that real estate agent lady took.
Right.
These look super bright, so I don't know if you found these or not. So look what I did. I just placed them all at once, and then I'm just sort of sizing them down, holding the shift button. Now each one of these, I'm going to have to try to do that file fit proportionately too. So it is a, so I'm going to group them all and do that. I got to go through, click the option button, fitting, fill frame. And that'll just help you get started on these. I'm going to go right off on the bleed on some of these. Now look, Sarah, see what happened? This is going to happen to you. This is weird. This is the container, and then this is actually the photo. So the photo has to follow the container. So you have to be able to grab your picture not by the corners, but by the blue line. So the blue line allows you to move your pictures. If you get the brown line, you've got the, it's kind of like a resizing box. So I can resize these once these are in the container and actually make these a little bit bigger. But see, when you click on it, you'll notice at times you'll get a brown box. Don't be afraid of that. It's just it's like a little, it's confusing at first working with images in InDesign because of how it's the way that they handle the the cropping piece. So see this brown line? That's how big my picture really is.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I resized it. So the picture still is bigger than the contain or the line that you have or the box. So it'll be confusing at first, but you'll get the hang of it. So I'm going to make these a little bit smaller.
I'm actually writing it down as we go, like the circle, and then I have to hold the option key and then click, and then the fitting thing, so I don't forget.
Okay, good idea. And how you navigate these, it's really, if you do it like a million times, you'll be like, oh, I get it. And then you don't even think about it.
Right.
So I'm just kind of trying to line these pictures up so that they're like equal to one another.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm moving these boxes first so that they're all at the same size. And there's actually, when you pull these out, numbers will appear. Harley, stop. Sorry, my dog has to be Miss Kravitz and bark at all the people outside. She's nosy. So it I grabbed some extra pictures that I probably won't use. So and I'm also, because of this as being the listing agent, I'm gonna kind of grab their logo too, so that I can pop that info into my ad. I, like you, have got real quiet because I'm working on mine. How do you feel? Do you need me to? Are you okay working independently for a few minutes?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I found a listing actually on let's see, Adirondack Estates.com.
Oh,
So I
excellent.
found one and I'm just getting the details and putting them in my Word document
Okay,
and then the pictures too.
okay. So when you get to headlines, usually your headlines are a what we would call a sans serif.
Mhm.
And you've probably heard this in other classes, that there'll be, I don't know if you can see my screen, but I usually will go like an Arial Black or an Impact is some of my favorite fonts for the major details. And
Mhm.
then for the information, you can put bullets in on this. So there's bullets up here if you want to do bullets.
Mhm.
They give you the ability there. So the bigger things that you're, trying to pull people's eyes to, um, under paragraph, there's a button that says hyphenation. You always want to keep that unchecked. Hyphens cause problems when you're reading, so it's something that um, you might want to avoid. So the price on mine is 299,000. I might use a word like only, or reduced to, because it makes it sound good. I don't know if you ever bought a house, but people sometimes are enticed to buying something if they feel that it was reduced.
Right.
So it people like to feel that they got a deal, right?
I'm happy you said that because mine was actually just reduced to. So that's good. I know I should include that now.
I'll show you how to do these shapes. See these shapes? You good
Yeah.
with you know how to make them, or so
I know how to do like the squares and stuff, but not the squiggly ones.
okay, so let's do this. If you grab a polygon, pull out a polygon, and you option click on the polygon. Um, I'm sorry, it's option click. Option click on the polygon. it has to do with these number of sides
Mm-hmm.
and then the star inset. So if I go up higher, it'll look more like a star. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yep, mine did it too.
Okay, you got to change that back if you want to change that back, or it will always be that way. So I'm just gonna put, like my text in here and put it sort of sideways. So I might reduced only, I might put something like that in there. They say there's a big demand on um, those places like that because people are fleeing New York City,
Oh, I bet.
because of the COVID. That a friend of mine owns a campground, and he said they're just booked solid because they're just packed with people fleeing New York City. So
Yeah, no one wants to be in the city right now. That's understandable.
yeah, with all that COVID and um, this Adirondack Life logo, obviously can reduce that. It's not really that big of a part of our graphic, so that could be as small as it wants.
It can be small, it just has to be included.
Well, it really doesn't even have to be included. It just shows, you working with a graphic. So I'm having all kinds of trouble with this though. There's other fitting options too. So if one fitting option doesn't work, we'll talk about the other fitting options. And then I have just this basic disclaimer: need Adirondack Real Estate Services, contact this company. So I have a contact information
Mm-hmm.
because that's very important on these ads. Obviously, you're doing it for the advertisement for them, so they need to be included.
Right. Yeah, I was able to find the listing agent for the house I picked along with his info and pictures, so I got pretty lucky.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Other things you can do, you can put effects on these, so I could put a drop shadow on, see how these drop shadows work?
Mhm.
You can round edge, watch. I'm gonna put rounded edges all on these photos. So if you click on them, if you click on your photo and click on this yellow box, see this yellow box?
Yeah.
You click on that, and then you can edit the corners. They'll all edit, and you can get this nice rounded effect.
So you have to click the Option key.
Nope,
and-
nope. You just click on the image, and then select that yellow box, so that you don't have to hold anything down other than the mouse to move the corners.
Okay.
Give it a try and let me know. It
Okay.
also works in rectangles, so I just pulled out a rectangle, and if I wanted this rounded corners, I can round out my rectangle. Yes, you had a question?
No, I figured it out. Actually, it worked.
Okay. And I can put my, you want to look at your layers. Text above this graphic. You want to share your screen?
Yeah. I'm just working on translating it all into the InDesign document, so it looks pretty blank right now, but I do have everything like over in here as far as
Oh, you got
the
to
list
share.
and stuff.
Share your screen so I can.
It says it's sharing.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you're just copying and pasting, and so what do you got on your InDesign?
A bunch of nothing right now. I had the picture just to make sure I could round the corners in. So I did that, but I'm gonna put the text in first, I think, just to make sure I have enough space for everything.
Yeah, real basic text. I would just do the pricing, what they got, the people who are selling it. You don't a little small description. Um, I wouldn't put the person's face on there because you're not buying him, you're buying the building. So visuals tell the story. Make sure your first picture is, like I broke mine up into the main picture, what people will be driving up to like little images of how cute and cozy it would be.
Right.
So,
It's, like,
um,
they have really good pictures,
oh
so there's
yeah,
the
oh
front,
yeah.
and then, like, I pulled this one, I pulled a bunch of them just to make sure I had a decent variety,
Wow,
but
that's a blue kitchen, huh?
it was, yeah.
Smokes. Would you paint your kitchen that blue?
Actually, we are thinking navy blue cabinets, but darker.
Boy, I
Wait,
love that room. Give me that room any day. That sunroom with the tile and the wow and the glass. That's gorgeous.
it is. Yeah, and I like this picture too, because it shows the whole thing in the sky.
Well,
So,
remember they're not buying it. The kitchen, the high end parts of a home are the outside, the kitchen, um, living area, and I would maybe put one of those in there.
right,
That's not an attractive picture because of the time of the year, right?
right. They should have done it in fall, I think.
Fall or spring. Yeah, it just is not a nice looking picture. They need a Photoshop editor to edit, you know, if you're going to spend almost a quarter, $800,000 on a home, I don't
Right.
know. I'm thinking I would rather see life. That's
Right.
a bad
Yeah,
thing about,
they should have taken it at a better time, but
yeah, I agree. But it looks gorgeous. I
oh
love
yeah.
that picture. I would go back to that one with the stained glass and then the hot tub and the greenery. That
Which one? This one? Oh yeah.
yeah, the stained
But
glass
that
sells it because it makes it look like they've added elements.
yeah. Yeah, I
Mm.
saved most of these pictures, and like I said, I'm not going to use all of them, obviously, but
All right, we'll pop them in. We'll take a break, 15-minute break, and then pop your pictures in.
okay, sounds good.
Okay. Alexa, set the alarm for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, does Trump's son-in-law have a building with the address 666?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, does Trump's son-in-law, Kirshner, have a building with the address in New York City?
I'm not sure.
Can you look it up? Alexa, turn off. All right, you back? Sarah,
I'm back.
you okay? You want me to leave my screen up and you need time to work on it?
I'm playing around with the pictures now. I have them all in InDesign, but they're off to the sides.
Okay. We'll practice. I'll leave. Is my screen? You want to share your screen, or should I share mine? I'll give you some lab time here.
Yeah, that's fine. Can I see your screen just so I can have an example to work off of?
Sure. It should be sharing.
Yep, I see it.
Okay, and I'm gonna put this into screen mode or preview. That way, it'll kind of zoom in. I'll zoom in on it and move this off to the side, and you can use this as lab time to.
Okay, are we staying on until 11 or 12 today?
Well, as soon as you get this done, how about that?
Okay.
I'm gonna upload this lesson